much of that?
Leadership, and leadership doesn't also mean players listen to you. It's about discipline as well and things like this, and not letting things slide. And I think Solskjaer is like, you can see, like, I just feel like he's not a leader, like he's not a boss, like he's not respected like that. I think the honeymoon period is over, definitely. And I think, you know, the PSG game aside, I don't think we've had any good performances for a while. Like, and then we played well. When have we done a 90 minutes dominant, played well? We haven't done that since like Huddersfield and that, and Bournemouth. We haven't done that since then. So we've got to really, we've got to analyse it correctly. It was too early, and to be honest with you, I'm not really behind Solskjaer being our permanent manager, but I want him to do well, obviously, because I'm a Man United fan, but I just don't think he has tactical awareness of a game, and I think he's not a leader. I think he seems to play the same players all the time and doesn't change things. Like, I mean, Fred and McTominay played so well for me against PSG and Palace. Like Norway, for bare years, he was there since 11. He's 19. He's been there since 2011. So his school, his mind is of Norway. He's not of this Premier League level. Like, he's probably a League One Championship manager at best. And he's our manager. What the hell? For the shit, how did we expect to score? We had one shot on target again. It's getting worse and worse under Solskjaer. It's getting worse. It's not getting any better. It's getting worse. We need to see that as fans and as people, as human beings with brains, that it's getting worse every single game. His tactics are not working. He's talking about the summer. He can't wait to pre-season. Why? Because you already fucking gave up on the team already, you prick. Because you don't like them. You don't like them, but you know what? They don't like your tactics, and your tactics never work. You go two up front with no width. Like, how are we supposed to create chances with no crosses, no width? Fix tactics! Shit tactics! This guy has no tactics. I'm sick and tired of Solskjaer. I'm currently watching the game, and we're playing so shit. Why are we playing so shit? I don't understand. Do you know why? I do understand. I just like to say I don't understand. But I understand. 100%. 100% our manager doesn't know what he's doing. 100%. Certified, bona fide, put the stamp on, seal it up, send it out. Because he doesn't. Why? He's injured. Half time, injured, gone, but Tomlin centre back. Because Jones not reliable. I'm sick and tired of Jones. Why has he got a 5-year contract? You fucked up, Ollie. You fucked up. You're fucked. You're mentally gone. Ed Woodward is dumb to give you the fucking job. Dumb. Fergie's a dickhead. Fuck Fergie. Fergie got Solskjaer in. Fuck Fergie. He got boys in. Fuck Fergie. Fergie can't be near the club. He can be near the club, but he can't be making any decisions. He's too old. Clearly the mind is old. The mind is old. He can't be making decisions. And to bring Solskjaer in as our manager on temporary was good, but permanent was bad. Have a clear direction because too many men are making the decision. And you know the thing with Solskjaer, I don't see, he's not a good delegator because, like, I believe what he does is he just asks someone's opinion and then runs with it. It's like, what do you think? Okay, yeah. That's what he did with Daniel James, 100%. Someone obviously said to him, yeah, do you know what? There's a guy we've been watching in Swansea, Daniel James. He's really good, quick, la la la. He'll suit us, la 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 la. Josh's like, oh yeah. Let's sign him. How much? 50 million. Yeah, Ed Woodward. Let's sign him. Like me, Daniel James ain't that guy. I've seen enough to watch a player and say, do you know what? No. Like that's why he brought Nicky Butt, because he wants someone there to lean on. He wants Phil to lean on, Carrick to lean on, McKenna, his old cultural molder, someone's dad. And some other guy he was working with in the reserves. Like, he just wants leaning. He wants leaning. I'm waiting for him to bring back Quinton Fortune that he used to be with in fucking Cardiff too. Imagine, he brought Fortune to Cardiff. Man with no managerial experience, he just said, oh, do you know what? You're my friend. Come with me. Ah, come on, man. This guy's a clown, man. People can't see it. I'm telling you now, I'm a guy, I see through the curtain. I see through the curtain. See behind the curtain? I don't need to even go behind it. For me, the curtain is like a fucking blind. You see these blinds? These are like curtains. It's like curtains for me. Because when someone's hiding shit, they can't hide shit through me because I can see through the fucking blinds. And he's bringing people around so he can protect him. These are Man United people. So when shit hits the fan, he goes, well, these are all Man United people. It can't be wrong because they're all Man United. He thinks he's fucking clever. Honestly, man, I think people need to just see what it is, man. He's just happy with mediocrity. Let's be honest, he's happy with it. He's happy with McTominay, Fred, Pereira in our midfield. He's happy with that. He likes that. He's happy with Rashford up front with his 10 goals a season. He's happy with Martial with his inconsistency. Even Pogba's inconsistent. He's happy with it. And he's trying to like bring out the best, but I can't see how he's going to bring out the best when they're not improving the playing squad around him. Like, you can't just coach players to be better. Like, you have to improve the squad to make the other players better because then they can witness other better players and then be like, do you know what? I need to step my game up.
No, we're not a top four. We're not a top 4 team. But Solskjaer is not a Premier League manager. He's not a Championship manager. He's League One at best. League One at best. Best League One. Honestly. And like, why is he not getting chopped? Why is he not being chopped? Like, after a loss like that, he lost to Liverpool 2-0 and said, we did well to stay in the game at 1-0. We did well. Fucking idiot. And we lost 2.
Smashed by fucking Arsenal 2-0. And he was like, oh, we played well in parts, we created chances. Like, and then we lose to Burnley. We didn't even create no fucking chances. I want to know what this fucking prick has to say, honestly, because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick and tired of his face. I'm sick of seeing him on the pitch, on the touchline. I'm sick of seeing him. I've had enough of his face. I want to smash his face in. And I don't condone violence. And I'm not a violent guy unless situations occur when, you know, you have to protect yourself. But I'm not a violent guy. But he really gets me angry. He really gets it to me.
And he brought Williams on for Martial, which was like, what does he think Brandon Williams is? Does anybody think Brandon Williams is a top player? Does anyone think that? Does anyone actually think that? Brandon Williams isn't a top player. It's just mad. It's honestly mad. It's honestly mad that he did that. Like, we have a chance to go like level on points or 1 point behind Chelsea, whatever it was. And we bottled it. We bottled it again. Like, you can't keep bottling it and think that you're gonna do bits if you keep bottling it when you need to win games. It's mad. It's actually mad how it's happening right now. But, you know, Bruno Fernandes is gonna get stifled. Bruno Fernandes can't even save his job the way he's playing because he's gonna be stifled with his options. Like, his options were Greenwood and Martial. Like, how can you be a creative player with 2 options on the pitch? You need, like, I don't know how he thinks that's how football can run. Like, to me, it's mad. To me, I'll be honest with you, I don't want Poch either because I've seen Poch do the same bullshit. I've seen Poch do that. I've seen Poch do that a few times. Like that formation, that's Poch's formation. No width. Like, bottle in big games. When he needs to win, he does some fucked up shit. It's the same manager, but one is just a better coach than the other, but they still bottle it when it comes down to it, innit? When it comes down to it, they bottle it, both of them. I don't want...
Yeah. This guy, Ollie. Okay. You're playing in the semi-final of the FA Cup. Yeah, we know we want to get Champions League and that's the priority. We know that. We all know that as Man United fans. Ollie knows that everything. But you don't change the formation. You don't change the formation and play a completely different formation that you've been playing that you clearly don't train with in a semi-final in any fucking competition. You don't do that. And Ollie did that. He played a new formation in a semi-final and lost us the game. 100%. People will be like, no, David De Gea lost us the game. And yeah, David De Gea lost us the game too. De Gea should be dropped. But in the FA Cup, in the League Cup, he plays Romero. So why is De Gea playing? Why is he kissing arse of players as per usual? Why is he so softy as per usual? Why is he playing Daniel James up front? Why is James playing up front? Why? Why? He's a winger. He's a left winger. Why are you playing him up front? You know, it's really simple to see where we went wrong. But let's go back. People talk about, you know, Ollie's signings. People talk about them. I never spoke about them. Check all my videos. Go back and check my videos. You'll see. I always say he hasn't made great signings. Maguire. No pace, can't tackle, low on confidence, not a captain, not a leader, can't jump, doesn't inspire confidence at the back. Wan-Bissaka. Can't attack, amazing, can do it okay. Teams give him the ball because they know that he can't hurt us. Yeah, he can tackle. But I'm going to come on to reason why he can tackle in a minute. Who else has he signed? Daniel James. I don't need to say anything about Daniel James. We all know Daniel James is below average for the Premier League. He's a below average Premier League player. He's not even an average Premier League player. He's below average. He's a championship player and he should be back in the championship. We don't need to say anything more. But Ollie starts him in a semi-final when you have Igalo who scored plenty of goals. Why does he start? Why does he not start Igalo? When Igalo has scored goals, you play Daniel James up front when Igalo has been a perfect replacement striker and you play Daniel James up front.
On this structure, we're working with this structure. This is the structure that he wants to work with because he doesn't want anything to change, because if it does change, he gets exposed as a rubbish manager and chopped. And all he cares about is preserving his job. Doesn't care about Man United. Doesn't care about developing players. He doesn't care about nothing but keeping the title of Manchester United manager. This is his dream. It's his dream has come true. So when your dream come true, normally you're scared. You're scared that it might end. You're scared that one day it's all going to come to an end and you're going to be back in that depressed state. And that's what's going to happen to him.
We're all doing well. The results last season, I think we've seen a big improvement. As I think fans looked at us and said, "Yeah, we're moving in the right direction." So hopefully,
I think fans did say that initially when we made those signings. I think fans did say, "Yeah, we're moving in the right direction." But now, a year later, we look at Harry Maguire and he's not really doing a lot. Aaron Wan-Bissaka hasn't been playing the best. Dan James looking to basically doesn't get games and hasn't scored in the Premier League since last year August, which is over like 14 months without a goal in the Premier League. And Igalo hasn't worked. That's why you signed Cavani. And so when you talk about, we've made progress, all the players that we rely on are still the players that were here that was signed before you signed them, except Bruno Fernandes. And, you should have signed Bruno Fernandes in the summer before into the January, and we maybe would have, been comfortable top three, or maybe even better than that.
can carry that on this season.
Playing like a striker, and then he was playing on the left, and he was playing on the right. He was playing everywhere, so we had no fluidity in our attack because Bruno Fernandes was emptying midfield. In the second half, he held his number 10 position for like 10 minutes, and we created 2 chances. And then he did the same thing again. Oli clearly doesn't have any control over Bruno Fernandes
because he gave him clear instructions and he didn't. Then he stopped following it after 10 minutes, and then Ollie didn't tell him anything and let him get away with it because Ollie's a weak manager. And I'll explain why Ollie's a weak manager, because he made 3 substitutions, took off Telles, Greenwood, and Tuan Taby. These were the easiest substitutions to take off, as none of the first team, as they are not first team established regulars. So he took off these players, even though it doesn't make any sense to take off Telles. It's a wasted substitution. Why don't you bring on Mata for someone? But he doesn't want to make hard decisions. He doesn't want to take off Rashford. He doesn't want to take off Martial. Doesn't want to take off Bruno. Doesn't want to take off Pogba. You know, he doesn't want to make hard decisions and take off players that he deems are undroppable. But when they're having stinkers, as particularly Martial and Rashford had a stinker, but more like thing with Martial, he's had a stinker for his whole season. The whole season's been a stinker for Martial, and he's still playing in first team games. I mean, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he cannot handle pressure. Okay, this season we went into the Champions League. Yeah, we went into the Champions League. First 2 games against PSG and Leipzig were our hardest games, and we thought, oh my god, like we've just beaten both of them. Like we're definitely qualified, and we slacked against Besiktas, and then we beat them at home. But then when the pressure was on to perform, when the pressure was on to get a result, we couldn't even get draws. We just got straight losses by Leipzig and PSG, and we got knocked out. And that again is a proof that we cannot handle pressure. Semi-finals against Man City, got knocked out. Got to the top of the table. Yeah, top of the table. What happened? Got to the top. He can't handle pressure, and he was saying in his interviews, I'm not thinking about titles, because he don't want to think about it because it's too much pressure. If he starts thinking about titles and stuff, then he has to accept that it's on him. I think he doesn't like to take responsibility. I think he can't handle responsibility. I think he wants all his responsibility on his coaches, all his responsibility on his players, on the and everyone but him. He just he doesn't look at himself. He doesn't look at himself ever and take responsibility, because pressure for him, he cannot deal with. He cannot deal with the pressure. Like he's a weak guy, and we got to the top of the table, and we was clearly top, and now. Like it was top in was it the 1st of January? And now today is the 16th of February, and we're like, I think we're 8 points behind. No break. Yeah, it's good for them to be around something new. Maybe they're gonna come back better. So, like. Do you understand the gravity of what he's saying? It's huge to me. Like because I listen to things, and then I don't just take it on face value. I look at the deeper meaning behind what has been said. Okay, and the deeper meaning behind what has been said is that I need a break. The players need to go away from me, and maybe they'll be coached better and come back playing better for me, because I can't get the best out of them. He said like near enough word for word, hopefully the players will go on international break. Some players will get games and they'll come back better for it, being in a different environment, not being at the training ground all the time. What? Isn't being at the training ground? Like, first of all, you said we can't train a lot. Like, he's a liar. Another thing, he's a liar. First of all, he said you can't train a lot. Now he's saying we're at the training ground too much and they need to do something new. They've been traveling here, there, and everywhere. He's basically saying in very, very uncertain terms, I cannot get the best out of them. So hopefully they go on international break, they feel better, they come back all nice and happy, and then they can play well for me. He's a coward. He is the worst manager I've ever come across. And I'm not talking about football. I am talking about ever come across in life. In life. Next season, he's holding smoke for all these fans that are like half Ollie and half out. They're gonna be like, you know what, Ollie out.
next season when we're failing, when Liverpool are just bossing us. But you know what? Ultimately, it's Man United who loses. Man United losing right now with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out there. That's why we lost the final, because we should be battering Villarreal. I think Pogba's worth more than all their team. Mackay is worth more than all their team. They didn't create any chances. But you know what? We didn't create any chances. We didn't have any attacking fluidity. We haven't had any attacking fluidity. You know, it's just individual brilliance. It's just try something and it works for a couple of games, and then it doesn't work for 5 games or 10 games. It's just fluke football. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is living off fluke, and this is why he's a PE teacher, and this is why he's a trash manager, because you can see he has no tactics, and whatever tactics he does have are basic ballers. And now we're queuing up to get our fucking losers medal. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I think Maguire wanted us to lose. Like penalties, it's embarrassing to lose. Like why are we walking and they're clapping us because we lost? It's embarrassing. Like it's just an embarrassing fucking thing. It's an embarrassing thing. Like why is he putting the medal over our head? Like why are you putting the medal over our head? Why is he putting the medal? Why are they putting the medal over our head? Why are they putting the medal over our head? Don't take that medal. Don't accept that medal. Throw it in the bin. Like it's what the fuck? What the fuck? Why are we accepting second? We're second in the league, yeah? We're second in the league. We lost the final. We're second, and everybody's like, second, oh yeah, we finished second. Hip hip hooray. Why are we celebrating second? Why are we celebrating second? Why are we celebrating second? Why are we accepting second? Why are we accepting second? Why? 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 Why are we accepting it? I saw Ollie smiling. I saw Ollie shouting and screaming after 33 minutes because he was panicking. Panicking. No manager starts shouting after 33 minutes. Do you know why? Because they know what they're doing. Ollie was shouting and screaming after 33 minutes because he was panicking, because he doesn't have a fucking clue why we can't play well. Look, they're throwing Emery in the fucking air. They're throwing Emery in the air because he is a proper manager. He is a elite manager. He has won the Europa League 4 times. That's like winning the Champions League once. He's basically a world-class manager. He's won it 4 times with Villarreal and 3 times with Sevilla. He's battered us. He battered Arsenal. Yeah. Embarrassed us. He out-tacticked Ollie. Gave us no space. Didn't allow Cavani. Didn't allow Bruno anything. Because Bruno, he just clocked our whole play. I was waiting for managers to do this because I can clock our play. I can clock our play. We basically play a 4-4-2, but people think it's a 4-2-3-1. It's not. It's 4-4-2. We play a 4-4-2 because Bruno Fernandes plays as a striker. People need to understand that's where he plays. He doesn't try to play as a midfielder. He doesn't. He plays as a striker, and because he's selfish and he's wanting to score or he's wanting to do something magical. He doesn't play as a midfielder. He plays as a striker, as a second striker. It's not the same position. Attacking midfielders drop into the hole. Bruno Fernandes waits for balls to come through to him. He doesn't go and search for it. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But number 10s are supposed to do it most of the time. We're better without Harry anyway.
Quickly he recovers. Of course, he was hoping to play against Villarreal. He missed the last game we played against them. So
why is he smiling when he's talking about losing against Villarreal? What is his issue? Is he okay? Has he got mental problems? He's smiling when he's talking about when we lost to Villarreal. I'm sorry, he's not normal. This is not normal behaviour. This is not normal human behaviour, let alone management. It's just not normal human behaviour. He said that we broke up play against Aston Villa. Now, I didn't see any play being broken up against Aston Villa. I saw Aston Villa penetrating our defence over and over again like a brothel.
Together, I really like to have the two of them.
See, look, ultimately, he just said it. This clown just said, I like just to have them together. He has no technical aspect of why he plays them. Just, I like to have them together. That's what he says.
because everything else about design, all that crap, was just bollocks.
Two that I can trust that will always give you what they've got.
What they have is nothing. They have nothing to give. They're like a homeless man. Just taken.
Fans will always have an opinion on any team selection. When you've got good players like me, it's easy to say who should be playing. It's harder to lead players out.
It's a weirdo. Real result. You keep smiling about it, but you say it's not fondly. You're a weirdo. Your mannerisms and your body language contradicts your actions.
As clubs, we've played each other 5 times. Every game has been a draw, 0-0.
So he's utilised it. He said every game has been a draw with Villarreal. He's utilising history that he hasn't been involved in to justify his loss in a final against Villarreal. This is the cowardly act that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does. He's a coward. It's cowardly acting. I can't hold it in anymore. I need to release it.
0-0, 0-0, and 1-1.
He's smiling. He's like, oh, look, no, 1-1. He's loving it. He's loving it that he could have an excuse not to beat them because he's gonna be like, this is what happens. This is what we do against Villarreal. We just can't beat them.
They win the penalty shootout. They're very well organised. Some very good individual players. Tactically or technically, very, very good, as we saw.
So, technically good, but what about tactically? Because you don't have any tactics. So how do you even know? You said last week, oh, you don't care about tactics, it's about passion. And now you're like, tactically, they're good. But you don't know about tech. He's just a walking contradiction, this man.
There's only 6 games. You need 10, maybe 12 points to go through, most likely. And we've lost, lost 3 points last time.
Call it lost. He just said, call it lost. Like, his mind, like, honestly speaking, because I'm a man of the mind, his mind is delusional. He said, call it lost. In his head, he doesn't think he's lost. He thinks, because Lingard passed back, he said, it's not a loss for me, it's a loss for Lingard, in his head. That delusional mind. Because Bruno missed a penalty. We didn't lose, Bruno missed a penalty. In his head. In his head. That's how his head thinks. I know that's exactly how his head thinks. Because he says things too many times to reveal that delusional mind. It's delusional.
Then Villarreal drew as well.